Hello, I'm Simon Calder and I need a break. Happily, I've just arrived in the most alluring of Spanish cities, León, drenched in history and at the heart of a beautiful province that I'm determined to discover. Handily, I've got some mechanical assistance to help me get into gear for 2 days in and around León. Now, León is more than just a fine city. It's also at the heart of one of Spain's most fascinating regions, named Castilla y León. I'll be exploring beyond the city limits tomorrow, but today I'm focusing on a city to which all roads lead. Getting your bearings in León is easy. It's a tale of 4 corners. Due north is the Bay of Biscay, and beyond it, Britain. Due east behind me, Barcelona. To the south, Seville. And straight ahead, due west, Cape Finisterre, the end of the world. The Romans made it all very easy. There's plenty of evidence of their stay here, including the Via Principalis, the High Street, and spreading out from it the Old Town, known as the Barrio Húmedo, the wet quarter. Apparently, because there's so many bars. Haha. Bit early. In León, you don't just look at history, you can live in it. I'm staying at the Parador San Marcos, now one of Spain's most sumptuous hotels. But before, it was the place that pilgrims would rest on the long walk to the shrine at Santiago de Compostela. So this is a standard double, and it's pretty standard. In fact, it's part of the modern block that's bolted on the back of the original Renaissance structure. You can't see the joins though. And how much is all this going to cost you? The rack rate is around €200 a night, but you can usually find a special deal to bring it down a bit. Every year, thousands of people take a hike through León, starting right here, where the Camino de Santiago, the Pilgrim's Trail, meets the old Roman walls. It's the Puerta de Moneda, where taxes were paid and money was changed. So let's go down there and along there. No need to shell out on a map because the whole trail is marked with scallop shells, the symbol of the Camino de Santiago. And just in case you were wondering what the word León actually means, anyway, this is the point I want to step off the path to something I really want to show you. Can you believe that at the heart of a 21st century city you can find such a lovely, tranquil square? You've seen the lion, now a dragon on the point of being slayed by St. George, the symbol of many places, including Catalonia. And that's because this is León's building by the great Catalan architect Gaudí. Yeah, my feet are really tired too. I've been walking for over an hour now. And the climax of the walk, well, my modest hike at least, is the beautiful Basilica of San Isidoro. For centuries, León was an independent kingdom, and this is the Pantheon where 23 of the kings and queens are buried beneath the most glorious of ceilings. 12th century frescoes. Over the centuries, millions of pilgrims have touched this door. That's because it's the Puerta del Perdón, the door of the pardon. If you were too ill or exhausted to complete the remaining 200 miles to Santiago, you could just touch that door and receive the same indulgence. For the
the most colourful retail experience, get yourself to the Plaza Mayor on a Saturday morning where everything is fresh.
Northwest Spain is a land of plenty, and as you can discover between 8 and 2 each Saturday, a healthy obsession with fine food.
And of course you can taste before you buy. Well, the sight of all that delicious food has made me ravenous, but luckily Leon has the classic Spanish restaurant, the Victoria, where I'm going to have the classic Spanish lunch. Now, I've asked the waitress, Eva, to bring me all 3 courses of the menu del dia, just so you can see what you get. Here is the bean soup, full of meat, full of goodness. Over here, there's a steak the size of a small Spanish province and a very yummy dessert, all for €10. Unbelievable. Oh, gracias. And they even throw in a beer. Paraíso. And this is the latest view in Leon, the Contemporary Art Museum, or MUSAC for short. The prize-winning designers took their inspiration from the cathedral's stained glass. They crunched the colours through the computer, and this is the result. The aim of MUSAC is to erase the borders between life and art. Does it work? That depends on your point of view. Well, I may not know much about art, but I know what I like. Something by my favourite artist, Cerveza, from his amber period. Tapas bars don't have to be dark and musty. The Cerveceria Museum is strictly 21st century. There's even beer barrels in the ceiling. And you don't always have to pay for tapas. Here, they come free with the drinks. Back on the Via Principalis, and here are the locals. Now, my theory about meal times in Spain is work out when you go out for a meal normally back home and add 3 hours. So, 10 o'clock, yeah, pretty good.